Welcome to our annual report of the Ministries of Forest Grove Community Church. We're a church with 3 sites reaching out to different areas of our city. You will hear stories of the transforming work that Jesus does in lives when we turn our lives over to Him. Our purpose in this is to encourage you and invite you to see how Jesus is transforming your life.
Hi, my name's Peyton Isaac. I've been attending Forest Grove for about 4 months now, and I got baptized on Easter. I heard about Forest Grove through your online website, so I went on there first, and then I found your online services, so then that connected me to the YouTube video, and then I watched the online services for about 3 times. I recently became a Christian, and then my boyfriend's roommate said that his brother found this church when he was going to university here, and said that he wanted to get connected with it, and kind of told me that I should start looking into it. And then from there, I decided it's probably time I go into the sanctuary and attend church. I haven't been to a church in a while, so watching the online services kind of helped me just to see where to sit, where to come in, what the people were kind of like, where we talk, where we sing, do they stand up, do they clap, just kind of that, the basic things that happen on a church. So watching it online helped me just better prepare myself to even come into the church itself. The first time I came into the church, it was overwhelming, but in a good way. That I wasn't expecting people to open the doors for me, so that was really nice to see. And then even just the singing and the positive energy and the standing, and it didn't feel like I was just sitting there listening. It felt like I was engaged with everything that was going on. So right now I'm still coming to church on Sundays when I can, and I've connected with Chandra, who's the youth young adults. I've joined some of their suppers and fun game nights. I've also been attending a prayer triad where I've met 2 incredible ladies, and we get to sit down and talk about once a week, just different verses and passages that are in the Bible. So that's been really exciting. And the cool thing is they are quite a bit older than me, but we just all can come and talk about everything that's going on in our lives. And it doesn't seem like, oh, I'm talking to these women that can't even connect with me. It's we all can give feedback and information on each other and help each other out. So I found that really cool. And my parents came up for my baptism, so then they met her and I was like, oh, these are the people that I've been in my prayer triad with. They thought it was really fun. They were excited. I think my parents too were kind of what can we say, what can we not say, so even them coming into the church I think was kind of maybe uncomfortable, because I don't know when the last time they have been in a church either, but that was so exciting for me to come in, and then them being able to walk away and be like, that was so much fun. I was like, you can come to church with me more often if you want. So I'm really grateful that there was this live stream option, because I know coming into a church for the first time can be really nerve-wracking for some people. So if I wasn't able to kind of see how everything was laid out and working, I don't know if I would have felt as comfortable coming in. And honestly, I don't know if I would have ever actually came into the church, because the first time I did attend, I came by myself. So that was another big step. And I remember even someone coming up to me and saying hey, are you new here? Can I help you with anything? And that was just beyond grateful for that. Just the community on day 1 coming in, seeing that I was maybe newer, and just kind of taking me under their wing was such a blessing.
So one of the things at Northside that we remind each other each week is that we're called to go and be the hands and feet of Jesus in our neighborhood. And about 3.5 years ago, one of our core group was living down the street from a neighbor they began to ask us to pray for their neighbor as they were going through this new time. A few months later, this lady, Rochelle, joined our congregation, and this is Rochelle's story.
I'm Rochelle, and I've been coming to Northside for about 3 years now. So I started coming to Northside because I needed a new church. And it was a little bit nerve-wracking to come to a small church, but it ended up being what I needed. At the time of looking for a new church, I had just gone through a divorce and had lost a lot of my friends and community, and it was a really lonely and isolating time. And to be honest, I had really lost a lot of hope in church, in organized religion. But through it all, Jesus kept reminding me that He wanted to take care of me, and that He wasn't my bad experience of church, and that He is love. And so I took the risk and decided to come and be a part of this community, and it has been so different than I could ever imagined. And I I've been loved and accepted, and I wasn't judged or shamed for being a single mom and divorced, but I've been shown the love of Jesus so lavishly, and it's been such a safe place for my kids and myself to heal from everything that we've gone through. And I have not felt like the black sheep. And I think so often with the labels on people, it can feel like that. And church can be either safe or it can be really scary. And it's been nothing but safe. And I felt like since of day one, been introduced to, talked to, and it's obvious that I'm a single mom, so that hasn't been awkward. Maybe it's been awkward for other people, but it hasn't been awkward for me. And so I think that's been really impactful, actually, yeah. I think that the coolest part about it is that Jesus keeps reminding me that love looks like something. And so it's been really impactful to be accepted and loved and shown support in all aspects in a tangible way. And it reminds me that we are the hands and feet of Jesus, because that's what the church is supposed to be. Jesus would choose to sit with me. Jesus would choose to come and love on me and not just bypass me because I'm not the nuclear family or that I'm not the norm of Christianity. He would say, oh, I want to hang out with you for lunch. I want to be with you. And that's what drives me to keep going and coming and being a part and paying that forward, going forward. So I think for my kids, it's been, again, like I said, like safe. I think that this has been a really safe community. And I think for them, I think it shows them that the church can be safe and that it's a good thing and that it's real. I think that's the thing I love about our church, is that it's just a bunch of real people getting together. It's just like, hey, we want to reach our community, we want to be the light, we want to be the hands and feet. And I think that is religion, that is church. And so that's why I really appreciate what we do here and what we're going towards. Even all the reconciliation and things like that, it's what Jesus would do. So, yeah.
In family ministries, we believe the best way to help someone grow in their relationship to God is to meet them at their stage of development or their current life situation. So we have discipleship as the focus from Grove Kids, Grove Youth, Grove Young Adults, Grove Care, Grove Seniors, Moms, and other programs we run. We've tried to create a storytelling culture this past year, and so I'm excited for you to hear two stories, one from someone at a current stage of development and one from a current life situation. So enjoy these stories.
Hello, my name is Damien Enns, and I've been a part of Grove Kids, FX, Midweek, Senior High, Junior High, and Junior High LITs. Grove Kids has impacted me by teaching me how to teach kids and just have fun with them and take care of them. Midweek and FX are also similar to that, as well as they've taught me how to do tech stuff and do slides and sound and stuff like that. It's just fun to serve kids and to make snack, and it's also just another place to hang out with your friends and learn more about God. My relationship with God has grown through high school ITs, how they've taught me to come out of my comfort zone and to do things like this video and to talk about my relationship and life with God, like sharing my testimony. I think it's important to share your testimony because it lets people know how your life is with God, as well as it can show other people how God can impact you. The best part of being in a youth small group is just being free to talk whatever is on your mind, and it's just a comfortable place to be. And also, you can just have lots of fun with them. The benefits of going to youth are being able to learn more about God in a place where it's kids your age, as well as younger adults, and just worshiping God together and just having fun together.
Hi, my name is Angela Richards and I serve here as the Director of Care. This fall, a group of us came together to start a support group to help those who struggle with addictions and mental health and other life challenges that may come our way. Our group is anonymous, so I can't share all of the stories by group members, but a few members have submitted some encouraging comments that I'd like to share with you today. I'm so thankful that this group rallied around my whole family while one member was suffering from addiction. Because of the support we received, the family member is now in rehab, and all of my family participates in their own healing journey. That is a huge success for our group. Here's another one. After being married several years and dealing with addiction and other mental health issues, we started growing apart. Finding this support group and putting God at the center of our marriage has helped us to strengthen our marriage and share our journey with others who are in pain and also struggling. At this meeting, the door is always wide open for anyone that needs a safe place to share. We are so excited to be a part of what God has planned for our support group.
Hi, so I get to tell you just a little bit about The Gathering. The Gathering is a special group of people, and one of the things that makes us special is that we're about 70 to 100 people, including kids. And it's just a place where you can't help but get to know other people and be known by other people. And I think that's one of our strengths. Every church size has its strength, and for The Gathering, that is one of our strengths and one of the reasons why people keep coming back. And so today, a woman who has been part of The Gathering is going to share a little bit of her story of how she came to be part of the community and how it's helped her in her relationship with Jesus.
Hi, my name is Shar, and I attend The Gathering. Just going to share a little bit about how I've felt connected to our church. I first connected to The Gathering through Brian and Amy, and instantly felt like we were welcomed by the group. Everybody was coming over to talk to us, and they remembered our names the following weeks and made an effort to talk to us about our lives and everything, so it really made us feel part of the community already. Yeah, I feel like because there's so many small kids at the church, lots of families, people have made an effort to welcome us that way. They're super helpful with the kids. My kids are getting to know other kids, making friendships and getting comfortable going to Sunday school and everything. So one thing is the moms often meet up at the park or whatever, and it's a nice relaxing atmosphere. Everybody feels comfortable, I think. The kids play and then you leave feeling kind of refreshed. Our small group, I think we connected first because we have kids so close in age. We all have kids, and then I think we connected, we all have shared the same desire to kind of grow as Christians and also serve the community around us. So it's been really nice to have people that you can rely on, will support you and pray for you whenever you need it. One thing I've actually appreciated is the table discussions that we've been having. That part I dreaded at first because it pushes me out of my comfort zone to talk to people that I don't know about personal things, and that's probably where I've seen the most growth in myself. I'm getting more comfortable just talking to people in general, and then getting to know people that I wouldn't typically sit with sometimes. Getting to know other people in the church. I've been feeling like called to serve more and to do more, and I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with pushing myself to do those kind of things. I was gonna say, growing up in a small town church, I found out I was lacking that community until we started coming. We were going to some bigger churches and it was great, but it was really hard to get involved and it was easy to just be anonymous. And yeah, I'm finding that we were missing out on those relationships. So.
Small groups is one of the key ways that we disciple one another. We disciple people by creating community, experiencing and modeling Jesus' love, training one another in obedience, and serving others and proclaiming the gospel. We have about 30 different small groups, men's groups, women's groups, 4-week small groups, marriage mentoring groups, and many other sermon discussion groups for people to get connected in and live out the discipleship steps of our church. Now Gail Thompson is going to share a little bit about how she connected with Forest Grove Community Church through our small groups.
Hi, my name is Gail Thompson. I've been coming to Forest Grove Community Church since fall of 2019. But I've been part of a small group now since May. It started out as 4-week in May of 2021, and now we're in it for keeps. I signed up because I wanted to meet some people in person. Unfortunately, we were on Zoom, so it wasn't in person the way I had hoped it would be. Most of them didn't end up coming to church during that 4 weeks that I was getting to know them. So it was afterwards that I got more connected. But at least what it was doing was, it was sermon questions. We were going through the sermon questions, and it was connecting us more with the Word of God and what our church was doing, which was a really good thing. We had some summer picnics back in the parking lot behind the church, and they needed people in the kitchen. And I've been working in a kitchen like for decades and decades in other churches and schools and hot meal days and everything else. So kitchen, now I know how to do kitchen. So I volunteered to work in the kitchen. So I met a whole bunch of people just because of how casual everything was and running things back and forth into the parking lot and everything. I met a whole bunch of people. I was coming to the church, and in June, Carol Tuck, who was one of the ushers, her and I were having a conversation after church the one day, and she asked me if I would be open to being an usher. And I was amazed because that was within 2 weeks of me having prayed for somewhere to serve. She asked me, which was answer to prayer. She felt kind of strange about doing it because she didn't know me from a hole in the head, like really didn't. And she just saw me smiling and saying hi to people, and she asked me if I would do this because everybody was really short. Like any of the serving areas that we're serving, we were very short of people. I think everybody should be part of a small group because it really does give you the opportunity to share. It's very important as children of God that we share what God has given us with other people. And it's really good to discuss the Word of God with other people in a small setting where everybody feels comfortable and open, to really relearn or have that confirmed and reaffirmed in your life that yes, you're on the right track. It's fun to have somebody at church that you're very happy to see because we know each other like major now. Like there's stuff that we know that we wouldn't be telling other people, It's fantastic. I would highly recommend it to anybody that's in the church. If there's a small group that you can be part of, absolutely be part of it. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't all have to be the same kind of people you are. In fact, if they're all totally different, that's even better. It really is.
One of the ways our church engages in global mission is through a focus on global partnerships. We've been developing relationship in Panama, in Central Asia, and at the Matthew Training Center in Guadalajara. We're going to hear now from Rob Forsyth, who was serving with the Matthew Training Center and experienced God in some really significant ways.
Hi, my name is Rob Forsyth. I've been attending Forest Grove Community Church for approximately 4 years now. I've had the privilege of serving at Matthew Training Center in Guadalajara. I first heard about Matthew Training Center from some of the pastors on our stage at Forest Grove Community Church. When I heard that, I knew it was something that I wanted to do. I originally booked for a month, and while I was there, I had asked if I could extend it, and they welcomed me, and I extended it for another 3 weeks, so I was there for a total of 7 weeks. When I was serving there, they had me painting. I had painted the dorms there, not by myself, but also I had a fellow named Sam from India and another guy, a volunteer from Colombia there. And we worked together as a team. They weren't my helpers, we worked together and we served together and we felt God together. We weren't afraid to talk about God in the day, and it was really enlightening. We also painted the sports court there. It transformed it into something really nice blue, and it looked very different than when we had started. The painting end of it I really enjoy. I can see a transformation from a dull paint or appealing paint to something amazing, and somebody else's eyes are going to see this. It's more welcoming, I think, when you walk into a place like that, whether it be the sports court, whether it be the bathrooms, whether it be the exterior of the dorms, which was a big job. That was a huge job, and we had fun doing it together. A couple of my highlights in Guadalajara were I had met a fellow named Leo, and we had connected. He didn't have English, I didn't have Spanish, and there was something about him. He was touching me, he was smiling, there was just something about it. And the night before he left, Jen Schmidt had translated between us two, and it was something that God could have only brought us together. It was absolutely amazing, and at that point I knew God was there at MTC, and that I'd chosen the right place to be at this time in my life. One of the people that was there, one of the other volunteers, when I had got there in the first couple of days, I said, "This is amazing." He didn't have much English, but I said, "This is amazing, you know, it's beautiful." And he just put his hand out and he said, "It's done with love." And that was, of course it was, because everybody who's come through those gates is there with love for Jesus and has put all their energy into this beautiful yard. There's some things that I need to change in my life, and Matthew Training Center has made me really think about that, and that I have. I'm a really changed person from when I went there. I think Matthew Training Center would really help anybody who looked into it. It's amazing. I've got lots of photos, and there's people that I won't forget ever because of what they've helped transform me into.
I'm so encouraged by the stories of life transformation through a relationship with Jesus Christ. Our mission at Forest Grove Community Church is to be a covenant community that loves God, disciples one another, and reaches out from the river to the ends of the earth. Our desire is for God to be honored through our lives and through these stories that you've just heard. We would love to hear your story, and you can share that with us at the email address below.